Welcome back to New Windsor. This is episode 13, not episode 12. Episode 12 was on Taser's channel. Hopefully you saw that. We're looking at what he built right now. He built an awesome little old port by the freeway, and I'll link the episode in the description if you haven't seen that already. Really did an awesome job. Today we're going to be working on some really important stuff. So you know this area, this river area by downtown, it's got to be detailed. So today we're going to be detailing that, building a park. We're going to be building a pretty big neighborhood around there, shopping center, and a bridge across so that cars can get across that way without needing to use the freeway. So, yeah, we got a lot planned this episode. Let's get straight into things. Alright, so we've been working on this park over here. As you can see, we've got two separate sort of paths. So one is one of the newer park life, city park paths, and then the other one's a normal bike path from After Dark. So, okay, so I want to include a lot of bike trails in New Windsor because, I mean, maybe I guess it is relatively realistic, but I want to go a little bit overboard. I'm a cyclist, so I really appreciate when, you know, city planners add a decent amount of really good bike trails. And, you know, I want New Windsor to be cyclist friendly and, you know, because we don't really have that much public transport except, you know, the train that's going to be in the Northeast Corridor, and then we're going to have a bus line, which I want to do soon, actually. I don't know when we'll do that, but it'll be soon. But I do want a decent cycling infrastructure in the city, so I'm trying to lay the baseline for that. We're going to mostly have a bunch of paths that are sort of going through the forest, because that's sort of what you see in New England a lot of the time, and obviously some urban bike paths. I sort of do have a problem, though, because I'm using the vanilla bike path here because the bike path is on the workshop by, I believe, Arnold J. Rimmer, who's been making some awesome stuff recently, like infrastructure, networks, stuff like that. The problem with those is they get messed up when you do elevated terrain and like slopes and stuff. I've been having a big problem with those, so I'm just trying to troubleshoot. I'll try to replace these with those once I figure them out, but I'm having some problems for now. But yeah, those look really awesome. We'll just use the vanilla ones regardless, just for now. It looks fine. But yeah, now it's time that we go over to the other side of the river and we start building a neighborhood I was talking about. We'll finish the park later. Alright, so we're back in this time-lapse segment. As you can see, we've sort of laid the baseline for this neighborhood, done a little bit of detailing, but not all that much. And we placed that bridge that I was talking about in the beginning of the episode. So that bridge sort of crosses over the bay. I don't know what we're going to really be doing with the bay. We'll have to figure that out later. Maybe some more smaller little ports like Taser made last episode. We'll see. I gotta look at some inspiration. Maybe Portland, Maine could be of help. But, yeah, so moving forward here, right now we are sort of detailing this back area. I'm trying not to go crazy with detail. This episode I go almost exclusively network fences rather than prop fences, and it's an unbelievable transformation for me to not use prop fences. It's so much more flexible, you know, using network fences. What would be nice though is if Sam updated Roads Anarchy to allow you to just place the fences as short as you want, because right now, as you can see, I'm having some trouble. I'm needing to like move these segments a little bit rather than just place them, you know, as close as I want to the beginning node, and that's sort of really annoying. It takes a long time to make a lot of these segments. It would be really nice if I didn't have to do that, but I don't know if that's possible in Road Anarchy. I'm assuming it is, because pretty much everything is, but that's just sort of a new quirk of these network fences I'm not a big fan of. Hopefully it can be resolved though. So I've become a lot more efficient with props, and that's really great considering the scale of the city. Alright, it's time to name that high school that we made a couple episodes ago, so I asked you all to give me suggestions in the comments, and you gave me a lot of them. So I decided on Hart Grange High School by Big Nat. The idea behind this is that the schools with the nicest names are always in the worst areas. Yeah, I see that a lot, and this is right next to a freeway in an industrial area, so that makes sense. So thanks for all the suggestions. Track reminds me of Better Call Saul, the TV show. Yeah, by the way, if you haven't watched that show, definitely do it. If you've watched Breaking Bad and you haven't watched Better Call Saul, you are missing out. So, yeah. Anyway, so right now, we're working on the other side of the park that we made earlier on. This is the side that's just across the river from downtown. And right now we're, placing some paths here. Once again, we've got the normal park paths for pedestrians, and then we've got the bike path. And I'm sort of messing around over here, seeing what I can do with the bike path over by this bridge. So the bridge, by the way, that I placed earlier, that is the approach from the Bay Bridge by Bisquagelhausen. He's got a lot of awesome networks in that pack that you could just use for really anything. You don't have to make the whole Bay Bridge if you don't want to. So I'm using that as a really awesome sort of older bridge there, and I think it looks great. So props to Bisquagelhausen for making such an awesome network there. Yeah, I'm using that for the bridge crossing, and I mean, right now I'm using a lot of surface rocks along the shore because it's sort of hard to detail the shore when you don't really have that many dry-ish grasses. Because the thing is with autumn, you don't want grasses that are too bright and green, and you also don't want grasses that you just find like in the desert or something. So I'm using these sort of mixed clusters and stuff by Padelmo, and that's pretty much all I've got. So I'm mostly focusing on just adding a lot of rocks, and I think that looks great. It looks really awesome from above, just the whole picture with all those rocks. But yeah, really enjoying a lot of the nature detailing here. But anyway, let's move on to a shopping center build. Alright, so the episode's finally coming to an end. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like. It really is appreciated. Helps new people find the videos. And subscribe if you're new around here, and hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button to get notified whenever I upload a video. Hopefully I can upload more often. I know I keep saying this, but yeah, I've had some things I couldn't really control, pretty much, making it so I couldn't record. But I've actually almost fully recorded the video for next week, so hopefully I can get it out at the same time as I uploaded this video, and be consistent with that. I'm just going to try to do my best, and not stress myself out too much, but at the same time, I want to get moving and expand New Windsor. We've got a long way to go, but yeah, anyway, follow me on Twitter for updates, and on Instagram to see my best screenshots. Those links are both in the description. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next episode.